Welcome back to Cozy Cabin's History, the podcast that takes you through remarkable stories and moments that shaped our world. I'm your host, Wren, and you're listening to the final chapter of our journey in our Echoes of Japan series, where we explore the history, culture, and people of Japan. We've uncovered the fascinating history of Japan, from the rise of the samurai to the industrial leaps of the Meiji era, through the upheavals of the world wars. Today, we turn to a new chapter, Japan's remarkable rise from the ashes of World War II. Together, we'll explore how this nation transformed itself into a global leader in innovation, culture, and diplomacy. We'll look at how modern Japan reflects its history while carving out a unique place in the world. This is a story of resilience, creativity, and influence. So get comfortable, take a deep breath, and let's journey through stories together. And before we begin, make sure to follow and subscribe to Cozy Cabin's History so you don't miss any of our future episodes. The Ruins of War, A Nation Reborn, 1945 to 1952. In 1945, Japan faced devastation on an unimaginable scale. Cities like Tokyo, Hiroshima, and Nagasaki were reduced to rubble after relentless bombing campaigns, including the atomic bombs that killed hundreds of thousands. The economy was in ruins, food was scarce, and millions of people were displaced. For the Japanese people, the end of the war brought not just defeat, but a loss of identity and direction. The Allied occupation, led by General Douglas MacArthur, sought to rebuild Japan from the ground up. But it wasn't just about reconstructing infrastructure. The aim was to reshape the nation politically, socially, and economically. A new constitution was introduced in 1947, radically altering Japan's government. This document ensured democracy, establishing universal suffrage, and, through Article 9, renounced war as a sovereign right. For the first time, Japan committed itself to peace, making a dramatic departure from its militaristic past. Social reforms also played a key role in Japan's rebirth. Women gained the right to vote, and education systems were restructured to emphasize critical thinking and civic responsibility. Land reforms redistributed property, empowering small farmers and reducing economic inequality. These changes laid the groundwork for a modern, inclusive society. While the transition was far from easy, this period of profound transformation set the stage for Japan's remarkable post-war recovery. The Economic Miracle, 1950s to 1970s. By the 1950s, Japan had begun its ascent from devastation to economic powerhouse in what historians call the economic miracle. With U.S. financial aid and strategic guidance, Japan focused on rebuilding its industries. The Korean War, 1950 to 1953, proved pivotal as Japan became a key supplier for the U.S. military, producing everything from vehicles to electronics. This wartime demand kick-started Japan's economy and provided a foundation for long-term growth. At the heart of Japan's success was its ability to innovate. Companies like Toyota, Sony, and Panasonic didn't just rebuild, they refined and improved upon Western technologies. For example, Toyota developed the revolutionary Toyota production system, emphasizing efficiency and quality control. This approach not only helped Japan dominate the automotive industry, but also set global standards for manufacturing. Government policy also played a critical role. The Ministry of International Trade and Industry, MITI, directed resources toward key industries, ensuring that Japan's economy grew in targeted, strategic ways. By the 1970s, Japan was exporting cars, electronics, and machinery to every corner of the globe. Its products became synonymous with reliability and innovation, securing Japan's place as a global economic leader. The rise of consumer culture. With economic growth came a new era of consumer culture in Japan. During the 1960s, middle-class families experienced unprecedented prosperity, leading to the widespread adoption of modern conveniences. Televisions, refrigerators, and washing machines became household staples, symbolizing the rise of urban modernity. Owning a car, particularly a Japanese-made vehicle, became a marker of success. The 1964 Tokyo Olympics highlighted Japan's transformation on the world stage. The event showcased not only Japan's modern infrastructure, but also its technological achievements, most notably the launch of the Shinkansen, or bullet train. The sleek, high-speed train became an icon of Japan's efficiency and innovation, symbolizing a country that was both forward-thinking and deeply invested in progress. Urbanization also played a role in shaping consumer culture. Cities like Tokyo and Osaka became bustling hubs of commerce, entertainment, and innovation. Department stores, cafes, and cinemas flourished, offering new ways for people to engage in modern life. This era marked a significant shift in how people lived and worked, blending traditional values with the conveniences of modern technology. Japanese food, a global phenomenon. Food has long been a cornerstone of Japanese culture, but its global influence truly blossomed in the late 20th century. Sushi, once a niche dish enjoyed primarily in Japan, began its worldwide journey in the 1980s. Japanese chefs opened sushi restaurants in cities like Los Angeles, New York, and London, introducing diners to the elegance of raw fish paired with perfectly seasoned rice. Over time, sushi evolved to include regional adaptations like the California roll, blending Japanese tradition with local tastes. But sushi is just the tip of the iceberg. Ramen, once a humble noodle dish, has become an international sensation. From ramen bars in Tokyo to trendy spots in Chicago or Paris, the dish's comforting warmth and deep, complex flavors have made it a favorite worldwide. Matcha, a finely ground green tea powder steeped in Japanese tea ceremony tradition, has also captured global attention. Today, matcha lattes, desserts, and even skincare products showcase the enduring appeal of this ancient ingredient. Japanese food's global success is not just about taste. It's also about presentation and philosophy. The Japanese culinary ethos emphasizes balance, seasonality, and aesthetics, reflecting the cultural values of mindfulness and harmony. This approach has inspired chefs and food enthusiasts around the world to view food not just as sustenance, but as an art form. Anime and manga, the cultural powerhouses. Anime and manga are among Japan's most influential cultural exports. Their rise began in earnest during the 1980s and 1990s, with works like Akira, Dragon Ball Z, and Sailor Moon captivating audiences globally. These stories offered something different: richly imagined worlds, complex characters, and themes that ranged from the fantastical to the deeply personal. Studio Ghibli, co founded by Miyazaki, brought Japanese animation to the forefront of global cinema. Films like My Neighbor Totoro and Spirited Away not only delighted audiences, but also won critical acclaim, with Spirited Away earning an Academy Award in 2003. The artistry, emotional depth, and cultural uniqueness of Ghibli's work have cemented Japan's place in the global entertainment industry. Today, anime and manga are billion-dollar industries. Streaming platforms like Netflix have brought Japanese series to audiences worldwide, while conventions and fan communities celebrate these art forms with fervor. The cultural impact of anime and manga is profound, influencing not only storytelling, but also fashion, music, and even philosophy. Video games, changing the world of play. If you've ever played a video game, chances are Japan had a hand in shaping your experience. Companies like Nintendo, Sony, and Sega revolutionized gaming, creating franchises that have become cultural landmarks. Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, and Pokemon are not just games. They're shared experiences that have connected players across generations and geographies. The 1980s and 1990s were the golden age of Japanese gaming. Nintendo's innovative hardware, like the NES and Game Boy, brought gaming into the home and on the go. Meanwhile, Sony's PlayStation redefined what was possible in terms of graphics and storytelling, setting a new standard for the industry. Today, Japan continues to dominate the gaming world, with titles like Final Fantasy, Elden Ring, and Animal Crossing breaking records and creating cultural moments. Japanese game design emphasizes creativity, storytelling, and player engagement, influencing how games are developed and appreciated around the globe. Japanese fashion, traditional meets innovation. Japanese fashion has carved out a unique niche in the global style scene. On one hand, traditional garments like the kimono remain symbols of elegance and cultural heritage. On the other hand, avant-garde designers like Rei Kawakubo of Comme des Garçons and Yohji Yamamoto have challenged conventions, blending art with fashion in bold, unconventional ways. Tokyo's Harajuku district became the epicenter of youth culture and street style in the 1990s. From colorful, quirky, kawaii fashion to punk-inspired looks, Harajuku style has influenced designers and fashionistas worldwide. This playful, self-expressive approach to clothing embodies a distinctly Japanese blend of creativity and individuality. At the same time, Japan's minimalist aesthetics, inspired by the principles of wabi-sabi, have shaped global trends in design and lifestyle. Clean lines, neutral tones, and a focus on functionality can be seen in everything from Uniqlo's simple yet stylish clothing to luxury home design influenced by Japanese architecture. Film, Japan's cinematic legacy. Japanese cinema has had a profound impact on global filmmaking. Directors like Akira Kurosawa set the stage with masterpieces like Seven Samurai and Rashomon, which influenced Western films from Star Wars to The Magnificent Seven. Kurosawa's storytelling, use of light, and innovative editing techniques revolutionized the craft of filmmaking. In the modern era, directors like Hirokazu Koreeda, Shoplifters, and Makoto Shinkai, Your Name, continued to push boundaries. Koreeda's humanistic dramas explore themes of family and morality, while Shinkai's visually stunning animated films have captivated global audiences. Japanese cinema blends tradition with innovation, often reflecting the country's cultural values while experimenting with new forms of expression. This duality has made Japanese films enduringly relevant and influential in the global film landscape. Japanese architecture, harmony between tradition and modernity. Japanese architecture tells the story of a culture that values both tradition and innovation. Ancient structures like Kyoto's Kinkaku-ji, the Golden Pavilion, and Tokyo's Sensoji Temple reflect Japan's historic reverence for harmony with nature and meticulous craftsmanship. These traditional designs often use natural materials like wood and stone, emphasizing simplicity and balance, principles rooted in the Zen philosophy of wabi-sabi. In the modern era, Japanese architects like Tadao Ando and Kengo Kuma have redefined contemporary architecture. Ando's work, such as The Church of the Light, showcases a minimalist approach that uses concrete, light, and space to create spiritual serenity. Kuma, known for blending natural materials with cutting-edge design, created the National Stadium for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, a structure that seamlessly integrates with its surroundings. Japan's architectural philosophy has influenced the world, particularly in urban design and sustainability. Concepts like compact, efficient housing and mixed-use spaces reflect Japan's response to limited land and high population density. Globally, architects draw inspiration from Japan's ability to merge traditional aesthetics with modern functionality, creating spaces that are both innovative and timeless. Technology and robotics, leading the future. Japan's reputation as a technological powerhouse is well earned. After World War II, Japan quickly transitioned from rebuilding its industries to becoming a global leader in electronics, robotics, and innovation. Companies like Sony, Panasonic, and Sharp revolutionized consumer electronics, introducing groundbreaking products such as the Walkman, the world's first portable music player, and the VHS recorder. Robotics is another area where Japan excels. Honda's Asimo robot, unveiled in 2000, demonstrated the potential of humanoid robotics, capable of walking, climbing stairs, and even interacting with humans. Today, Japan leads in robotics for industrial automation, healthcare, and social assistance, with robots like Pepper providing companionship and support for aging populations. Japan's technological advancements are deeply rooted in its culture. The attention to detail, commitment to quality, and forward-thinking innovation reflect Japan's blend of tradition and modernity. This ethos has influenced global technology trends, from the rise of AI to the development of sustainable energy solutions. Sustainability as a way of life. Japan has long been at the forefront of environmental sustainability. Despite being resource poor, Japan has embraced eco-friendly practices that blend traditional respect for nature with modern innovation. The concept of motonai, which means waste nothing, is deeply ingrained in Japanese culture and influences everything from recycling programs to food consumption. The, the Kyoto Protocol, an international treaty adopted in 1997, was a landmark moment in global climate policy. Named after the Japanese city where it was signed, the protocol demonstrates Japan's leadership in addressing climate change. It set binding targets for greenhouse gas reductions, inspiring other nations to follow suit. In recent years, Japan has continued to lead in green technology. Hybrid and electric cars from companies like Toyota and Nissan have become global standards, while advances in solar energy and sustainable building materials showcase Japan's commitment to a greener future. These efforts highlight Japan's ability to balance industrial growth with environmental stewardship, setting an example for the world. Education and work ethic. Foundations of success. Education has always been a cornerstone of Japanese society. After World War II, reforms transformed Japan's education system, emphasizing equal access, critical thinking, and technical skills. Today, Japan boasts one of the highest literacy rates in the world, and its students consistently rank among the top in international assessments of math and science. This emphasis on education is closely tied to Japan's work ethic. The concept of ganbaru, which means to persevere or do one's best, underpins Japanese attitudes toward work and study. This dedication is evident in the rigorous academic environment and the strong sense of responsibility found in the workplace. While this culture of hard work has driven Japan's success, it has also sparked discussion about work-life balance. The younger generation is advocating for changes, seeking a more sustainable approach that preserves productivity without sacrificing well-being. These shifts reflect a broader evolution in Japanese society as tradition adapts to modern challenges. Modern Japanese society, shifting values. Japanese society today is at a crossroads, balancing deep-rooted traditions with the realities of modern life. Traditional values such as respect for elders, group harmony, and community responsibility remain central, but younger generations are increasingly embracing individuality and change. One of the most significant shifts has been in gender roles. While Japan's post-war reforms granted women more rights, societal expectations often lagged behind. In recent years, however, women have made strides in education, politics, and business, challenging traditional norms and advocating for greater equality. Urbanization has also transformed daily life. While rural communities preserve many of Japan's cultural traditions, cities like Tokyo are dynamic, globalized spaces where modern technology meets ancient practices. From skyscrapers to tea houses, modern Japan is a place where the past and present coexist in fascinating ways. Japan's soft power, a cultural superpower. Japan has become a global leader in soft power, influencing the world through culture rather than force. Its cultural exports, anime, manga, video games, fashion, and cuisine, anime, manga, video games, fashion, and cuisine have captivated millions and created a deep fascination with Japanese aesthetics and values. The concept of kawaii, or cuteness, has become a cultural phenomenon. From Hello Kitty to Pikachu, kawaii culture reflects Japan's ability to blend whimsy with universal appeal. At the same time, traditional practices like tea ceremonies and ikebana, flower arranging, continue to attract global admiration for their elegance and mindfulness. Japan's soft power extends to diplomacy and humanitarian efforts. As a peaceful nation, Japan has built strong international relationships, emphasizing cooperation, cultural exchange, and sustainability. This approach has earned Japan respect on the world stage, solidifying its role as a cultural superpower. As we come to the end of our series, Echoes of Japan, a part of Cozy Cabin's history, I find myself reflecting on the incredible journey we've shared. From the age of the samurai to the bustling modern landscapes of today, Japan's story is one of resilience, transformation, and influence. One of the greatest lessons from Japan's history is its remarkable ability to adapt without losing its identity. Time and again, Japan has faced monumental challenges: natural disasters, isolation, war, and economic struggles. Each time, it has turned adversity into an opportunity for growth and reinvention. The post-World War II recovery, often called the economic miracle, stands as a testament to perseverance and ingenuity. Another powerful takeaway is Japan's unique balance between progress and tradition. In a world that often rushes towards the new, Japan continues to honor its past. From ancient tea ceremonies and tranquil Zen gardens to groundbreaking robotics and green technology, Japan has mastered the art of harmonizing the old with the new. This approach inspires us to carry forward what we value most, even as we embrace change. Finally, Japan teaches us the importance of cultural influence. Through its art, food, philosophy, and entertainment, Japan has touched the lives of people worldwide. Whether it's a Studio Ghibli film, a bowl of comforting ramen, or the minimalist principles of wabi-sabi, Japan reminds us that sharing beauty and creativity can build bridges across borders. True influence doesn't come with force. It comes from inspiring others to see the world in a new and meaningful way. As we close Echoes of Japan, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey. Japan's story is a powerful reminder of how the echoes of history shape the present and guide our future. It teaches us resilience, creativity, and the importance of cherishing what makes us unique while sharing it with the world. If you've enjoyed this series and want to hear more stories from Cozy Cabin's history, don't forget to hit the follow button. There are so many more chapters waiting to be explored. Stories of humanity, wonder, and the connections that bind us all. Until next time, take care, friend. Stay curious, and thank you so much for making Cozy Cabins history part of your day. I'll see you soon.